Diogenes' Lantern, the sermon of a cynic to modern man. You are a man of intellect, a man with principles standing in the marketplace of modern love, holding a lantern not to see in the darkness, but to search for something far more precious than gold or fame. You were told to find an honest woman, to pursue love as your holy grail, to fight for her, sacrifice for her, mold yourself for her. But what if the truth you discover is not only disheartening, but devastating? What if the desire you were taught to cherish is a poisonous chalice, meant not to fulfill you but destroy you? What if it's not a fault in the system but its purpose? By the end of this journey, you won't leave embittered but colder and sharper, with the clarity of a surgeon who has looked into darkness and learned how to control it. Let me share with you the first glimpse. Once upon a time, there was a man named Alexander. He was a gifted and disciplined person who dreamed of becoming an architect. He thought in systems and loved deeply. One day he met a woman who shared his intellect and ideals. They worked together for years, building their dream. Alexander believed in their eternal love, but one day, something changed. A message, a look, and a betrayal. He confronted her, but she was not crying or begging. Instead, she smiled with regret. She said, "You took it too seriously." At that moment, Alexander lost his faith, not only in her, but in everything. The Greeks had a saying about this. Do you think this is rare? It's not. It's the rule. They knew Diogenes, a philosopher who lived in a barrel and wandered the mountains with a lantern. He mocked the crowd and looked for virtue but never found it. He wasn't crazy, he just knew the truth. He was the only one intelligent enough to see through the illusions that make up this world. Desire, especially for women, is not about love. It's about power. It's a pendulum that swings between two primal poles, safety and excitement. Most men are just props in this play, one-time actors designed to act out a single emotional scene before being replaced. Have you seen it? A faithful husband becomes a bartender. A loyal boyfriend becomes a thrill seeker. And every time society whispers it was his fault, it's because that's what they want to believe. We've been conditioned to think that men are the ones who lose the spark, who don't evolve. But that's not true. The truth is, women don't seek love like men do. They seek affect and emotional gratification. They want to feel alive, not be supported. They want attention, not commitment. And the moment their presence no longer generates that emotional response, they become invisible. Loyalty no longer matters. The victim becomes forgotten. Consistency becomes a punishment. The data prove it. Divorce rate, statistics, dating apps, the 80-20 rule, and hypermania. The story may not be new, but it's a biological program running on modern technology. However, don't be angry or despair, as the game is only hopeless if you play by the wrong rules. The 3 laws of the cynic. The first law: become uncontrollable. Modern man is addicted to attention, to a woman's gaze that affirms his worth. He edits himself and performs for her approval. Diogenes lived in a barrel, not because he had nothing, but because he didn't need anything. No status, applause, or woman. In this absence, he became untouchable. You must learn to detach yourself from these desires, not with anger, but with acceptance. The moment you no longer need them, you become a dangerous man who can't be manipulated or bought. A man free from his own loneliness. The second law: use ridicule as a weapon. When a woman feels you're taking her too seriously, she loses respect. Use humor and sarcasm to deflate her ego and regain control. Ancient cynics ridiculed kings, gods, and themselves because reverence is a form of surrender. Most men, in turn, worship their women. They put them on a pedestal, write poems about their potential, and kneel before their imaginary virtues. By doing so, they often lose themselves. They laugh when their women test them. They grin when they hold back their affection. They shrug their shoulders when they run out of it. Silence is their sword, because once their women realize that they are not afraid to lose them, they will understand who is really in charge. The third law, accept the animal. You are not a therapist or a confessional or a pet seeking praise. You are a man with a mind and a sword. Diogenes ate in the market square and masturbated outdoors. Not a pervert, but a rebel. A rejection of shame and repression in modern caste society.